Tonight, an elderly man is struck down in a collision with a minibus driver. The Prime Minister says the Virgin fallout is nothing personal, and the police are asking civilians to refrain from jumping to conclusions when viewing viral videos.
Judgments are cast. We make our own assertions, and it is not always very factual, and it does not portray the entirety of an incident.
All this and more coming up in tonight's podcast.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovely St. Amy Joseph.
Good evening. It is Tuesday, the 6th of August, 2019. Welcome to the Hot 7 Nightly News. We're on Flow Channel 117, also being simulcast on Kiss FM 105.5 and 105.9 radio. We're live on Facebook at Caribbean Hot 7 TV, and you can also watch us on our free mobile app. Just search for Caribbean Hot FM in the Play Store. I'm Rochelle Gonzalez, standing in for Lovely St. Amy Joseph. An elderly man has been rushed to the Victoria Hospital to treat wounds sustained after he was run over by a minibus on Tuesday afternoon. The incident occurred opposite the SAB playing field in VG along the John Compton Highway shortly before 2 p.m. According to an eyewitness, the man, who appeared to be in his 60s, was in an unconscious state. However, he regained consciousness whilst in the care of emergency personnel. The driver of the minibus was in a visible state of shock following the incident. It is currently not clear whether speed was a factor leading up to the collision. The current condition of the injured man is also unknown. The matter is being investigated by police. The island's National Security Minister is calling for an independent investigative body to be recruited in order to bring police officers who find themselves on the wrong side of the law to justice. Herman Gill Francis says, with this in place, even ministers will be liable to face charges. National Security Minister Herman Gill Francis has revealed that efforts are being made to recruit a separate arm of law enforcement aimed at investigating civil servants caught on the wrong side of the law. Being more specific, Francis said police officers and even ministers will fall under that category, where they will be investigated by an impartial and independent body. The topic was raised when the recent cases of police brutality was mentioned during a pre-cabinet press briefing on Monday morning. Francis agreed that an independent body is most relevant and that he has always advocated for one.
Even when I was Deputy Commissioner, we have always advocated having a team, an independent team of individuals to investigate the matter. It is not just saying it, but it's to be able to implement it. So you will need to have persons who are fully trained in investigation techniques, give them the powers of arrest and powers of detention and those sort of things. So what we have done, and remember now we're still under the Leahy law, and the Americans are the best placed when the FBI to deal with something like that. You have, as you know, that there are two tiers in America, the state police and then you have the FBI. We are looking at something like that. But to get our officers trained to that level, we would need the assistance of some country like the United States to do it. But we have been proactive in that we have actually sent at least 4 police officers to the DPP's office. And these officers actually oversee any investigations involving the police. So we have taken a step in the right direction.
The minister indicated that no one is or should be above the law and that there should be a team in place to investigate their wrongdoings without any prejudice.
We have to eventually get those sort of persons in a department where they're not within the ambit of the police, and not just to investigate police officers, but to investigate civil servants who abuse their authority and corruption, even among ministers themselves. That is a kind of facility that I want to see happening in St. Lucia, that we have that sort of policing that will take care of all sorts of corruption in our country.
On Friday, July 26th, Officer Ryan Clarice was arrested and charged with assault for the role that he played in a viral video filmed in Vieux-Fort earlier that month, where he was seen beating a handcuffed male individual with a cutlass. The Royal St. Lucia Police Force is asking members of the public to refrain from jumping to conclusions when viewing viral videos, particularly when officers are involved. This call came after police officers were seen in 2 separate videos bearing their firearms. The Press Relations Department of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force has addressed the content seen in 2 viral videos which have sparked concerns among members of the public. Both of the videos featured police officers bearing their firearms in public. During Monday night's airing of Hot 7 News, we reported on the first incident which occurred on Monday and caused widespread confusion. Public Relations Officer of the RSLPF, Corporal Ann Joseph, was on hand to make the clarifications.
And that was on Pena Street in Castries. An officer was recorded carrying a long arm as he ventured across the street and was returning to the vehicle. That incident we can explain. The officer, as well as 4 other officers who were not portrayed in the video, were returning from an operation conducted within the city to the vehicle, that is the police vehicle, at the time where that video was recorded. He was not the only officer at the time, but the video simply captured him. What appears to be marijuana is in his hand, and that was during the operation retrieved by the officer. And we'd like to say that, again, we're cautioning persons with recording videos and making assertions with snippets of videos. Judgments are cast. We make our own assertions, and it is not always very factual, and it does not portray the entirety of an incident.
The second incident occurred in the Dennery community and involved 2 officers, one which was not seen on camera and a female.
The 2 officers had completed a tour of duty and were returning home. On their way home, they noticed a fight. It involved some bus drivers as well as some passengers. And the officers responded, trying to de-escalate the situation. One male was restrained by the officer featured in the video, at which point a female proceeded to assault the officer. That female, with the assistance of the public, was placed on a transport and taken away from the area. The officers were able to de-escalate the situation without violence, and all parties were sent away from the area, and that was in the Lapel community.
Corporal Joseph reminded persons to be careful before jumping to conclusions after viewing such videos.
You said it appears that he's brandishing the firearm. To say brandish, I'm going to tell you that that is not factual. Even in the video, you can say it's not that he's brandishing the firearm. There are different situations that require the use of a firearm, the use of lethal force, and I cannot make a pronouncement based on the video as to whether that was justified or not. Again, videos show snippets of an entire story. That incident went on for a lot longer than the video that we saw. It went on for several minutes more than what we saw. But persons edit to suit the storyline that they want out there. And I will refuse to say that the officer was not justified or justified based on a video that can be edited that does not show the entire incident, because you must take into account the entire incident. What if there were other parties, other persons? This individual was also accompanied by others. What if the actions of the others left the officer feeling like he needed to protect himself and the lives of others? Because, like I said, there was a fight, and they were in the process of de-escalating that situation when that occurred. So I'm not going to speak to that specific video. I'm not going to say he's justified or not. I'm simply going to say we need to be cautious when we watch these videos on social media.
To back up her statement, Corporal Joseph drew reference to Monday's video, where only 1 officer was shown. However, he was part of a team of 5. In the age of smartphones, no one is spared from exposure, and this is especially the case when police officers are involved. In recent weeks, a number of videos have surfaced and went viral on social media featuring police officers in compromising positions. One video, which has left the masses particularly conflicted, shows an officer being shoved multiple times by a female, leading to him drawing his firearm. So we asked members of the public whether the officer was right to handle the situation in the manner that he did. Here's what they had to say.
Roman Gil Francis, I need you to train your officers better than that. Moi trouvé, police là supposé te handle situation primée, it est too aggressive. C'est un femme. Roman Gil, train them, please. I don't care how many years experience they have in the SSU. Train them properly.
Where I see the struggle, and there was many other people, and the other people I don't think was a police officer friend, but the way I see the woman pushing 3, 4, 5 times, I imagine I see a little piece on the video, but I think if it was me as a police officer, I would always pull my firearm. He didn't discharge no round, but I would have pulled my firearm. It is just like sometimes you reach some places and 6, 7 fellas joking you. If that one have a scissors, he'll pull it out. He don't use it. But in my place, I would always put my firearm. I would always do it.
I didn't know. I don't know about what happened. But you see, right now, I believe that these things, what is really happening in the world today, I think we are in the end time, and I don't think nobody can stop what is happening there. The government, the police, nobody can stop what is happening. This is prophecy. Prophecy is being fulfilled right now, because the Bible says in the last days, perilous times shall come, difficult times shall come, and this is what we're experiencing now, and I believe that the end time is very soon. These things that are happening, I don't think we have no control over these things. Even if we try, there is nothing we can do. It's just that we are living in the last days.
What I'm telling you is not everybody that will take the same risk, because police officers dying, soldiers dying, everybody dying. So what I say in there, if the police officer have his gun on him, even though he ain't discharged, as I say, but you have to make people get somebody threatened, because any other person could have the gun and the police officer could get killed also. But I say in my place, even though I don't fire a shot, I would have pulled my firearm.
View on this incident. I believe really and truly the young lady, she was wrong to push, to retaliate against the policeman. I mean, come on. We always complain about the police is not, putting peace where there is crimes and stuff like that. But in that situation, the police was trying to put peace. I saw the video, right? And then the police was trying to calm this woman down, telling her behavior herself and stuff. So, and the way she retaliated at this policeman, it was wrong. Okay, we are here in St. Lucia for peace, where this little country, this little island, so much crimes. You understand? And then everybody is seeing, and you're all putting it on media, social media as well. People stood up there and video all this thing, and nobody tried to stop this woman. It was wrong, and everybody is blaming this policeman. You understand? It was wrong.
You're watching the Hot 7 Nightly News. When we come back, the PM says the Virgin decision is nothing personal, reparations will be paid, and Jimmy Fletcher is celebrated.